What's up, homies and homettes? Today we thought in the Cooking with the Zahms segment that we would do something that, I don't know, it's just good, comfort food. So we're going to make some pizza, some homemade pizza. And we're going to start with the dough. The dough that we make at the cafe, really similar. We use a lot of Metallark Organics flour, but I'm going to do 4 cups of flour. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to apologize for my unkempt appearance at the moment. I've been outside doing pseudo construction work, and I gotta say that I am terrible at construction work. I grew up with a dad who was a builder, so I really have no idea what to do out there, but I'm making the best of the situation. 1 teaspoon of 5 Red Star active dry yeast here. So we did 4 cups flour, 1 teaspoon active dry yeast. What I have here is tepid water. So this is lukewarm water. I love that, actually, lukewarm. There's a cooking segment for you. I have here 2 cups. So 4 cups flour, 1 teaspoon yeast, 2 cups warm water, and that's tap warm. I'm gonna pour this in here. Now, one of the last things that I'm gonna add in, last 2 things, I'm going to do a decent pinch of salt. So for me, I'm looking at about, I don't know, let's say a teaspoon. Let's do 2 teaspoons of salt, approximately, which for me, that looks good, huh? A little splash there.
Bakers everywhere will hate you.
Bakers everywhere hate me. And then I'm going to throw in a little bit of olive oil. The olive oil, we're just going to give this a quick little glug, glug, glug in here. And we want that because it really adds nice flavor to the dough as it comes together. But I'm going to take this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a good mix. I'm going to go in with just a wooden spoon, just like your grandma used to do if your grandma was me. Hi. How are you this year? I'm going to send you your $5 check and your birthday card with a little pizza dough. How's that sound, huh? My goodness, well, bless your hearts. Here we are making pizza dough. Did your grandma ever send you a $5 check?
What day quarantine are we in?
Who knows? I have no idea what day quarantine I'm on. Don't even get me started. So, I got this. Oh, yeah, see this coming together? This is nice. I like it nice. I can feel the dough. It's a little warm to the touch. That means that my water was the right temperature. I got the right temperature for the water.
How many pizza doughs will this make?
This is gonna make like probably 6 pies, and we're gonna make them kind of small because we're gonna use something real special and fun tonight. We're gonna use our little wood-fired oven that I bought for myself for a catering event that we did last summer. So I've got this dough together here. I'm gonna work that for a little bit. As you can see, it's a little bit, I mean, this is a dough that's a little bit sticky. It's a little wet, but that's great. We want it to be sticky and wet. All right, I'm gonna dry this off, get as much off my fingers as possible. I am going to cover it with plastic and leave it on the counter for, I don't know, let's leave it on there for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Or until I decide that I'm done, massacring my construction project outside, of which I will be happy to show you some footage at home. All right, so stay tuned. I'll be back.
Okay, folks. Cut to the construction that was referenced earlier.
All right, we're back. And as you can see, obviously I didn't get my shower yet. But we thought we'd take a little break from the construction and start to put together our pizzas for the evening. So what I have our dough that we let rise up here, and I am gonna actually just put it on a floured surface. You can see it's nice and soft, a little bit spongy. You get a little bit of bounce back on it, and that's really good. I want that because when you eat a piece of pizza, we want there to be just a little bit of a snap to it, a little bit of a snap in that crust. So I'm gonna take and actually chunk off just a little bit here and set this over there. Now at the cafe, when we make actual like Neapolitan style pizzas, we weigh out our dough to be about 8 ounces. And for this exercise tonight, I want these to be just a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna take and actually, I can pound them out. What I might do here though, while I wait for my oven to heat up, I wanna talk about the oven a little bit because this is a cool gadget. I picked this thing up for like 650 bucks on Amazon last summer. And it's really, really simple. This is an uni, and you know, I actually want a really big pizza oven, but sometimes like one of the things with the refractory oven, specifically one that's an earthen oven, it takes a long time to heat up. So I did a lot of research and I decided that I wanted to be able to have something that was steel, that would heat up a lot quicker, and it makes it a lot more portable. So we can actually put this away for the winter time. We have a cute little table that it sits on, but some of the features of it that I really like, you've got a thermometer here on the outside, and we want to bake pies at about literally like 750 degrees. So that right there is where we're looking. And I'm going to open it up. In the back, we have fire going, and I'm burning some locust on it right now. This is part of the chainsawing that we did over the weekend. Really nice old dry locust. But then as it gets a little bit closer and these stones get hotter, where right now that you can still touch them, but in about 20 minutes, that's how long it should take for that to heat up to the point where we can cook on it. In the back, you can see right now, I've got a little cheater fire going in there, and I'm starting with a little bit of charcoal that I had kind of lying around, and I'm gonna put that in there to make sure that my wood catches. One of the things, like trying to build a fire in there and making sure that it gets going hot enough so you actually heat your oven up, we're gonna help it along by a little bit of charcoal as well. All right, so we're gonna let this heat up. I'm gonna make some balls out of the dough here, get it all kind of measured out, and we'll start the pizza making process. We're gonna make a little cheater tomato sauce first. So what I have here, these are crushed tomatoes. I buy these at like Woodman's actually. They have a really lovely selection of Italian style tomatoes or Italian tomatoes. And I'm gonna put a little salt in here. I'm gonna throw a couple chili flakes in here. We're gonna throw a little bit of sugar into the can. And then some garlic granules. And what we're doing is we're just making a really, really basic, quick pizza sauce. Give it a little stir.
What do you think of that side?
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad.
But what do you need the bacon roast for?
Well, I'll show you what we're going to use the bacon roast for.
Does it taste good?
Mm-hmm. A little more salt. A little more sugar.
Mix it all together and you get your magic sauce.
Sauce in a can. Now that is not how we usually make the pizza sauce in the restaurant. It's a little bit more articulate and refined. But because we're doing this at home and like to take the time to actually cook down the sauce, really work it down when we're busy doing stuff in the yard, I wanted to be able to cheat just a little bit. So there it is. You caught me. I'm gonna take one of these doughs. So basically I made 7 doughs here, and you can see now that sponginess is great. I can stretch this.
Like a stretchy stretch?
Like a stretchy stretch, yes.
I don't know.
How many days have you been wearing pajamas now?
Whole quarantine. Maybe?
The whole quarantine, maybe. Sounds about right. So I'm gonna put down just a little bit of bench flour. And I want this to come out thin, nice and thin. So instead of using a rolling pin, which is a viable alternative, I'm just taking and stretching the dough. And one of the things that we can kind of see happening here is the little bubbles that are coming through. They are a really good sign that you're getting it nice and thin, because we want it to be super crispy on the floor of the oven.
And that's how you want the bubbles to pop.
That's right. I like pizza with bubbles in it. So I have this. This is ready to go. This is sitting at about 800 degrees Fahrenheit. My pizza peel, and we're gonna put a little bit of flour on it. we're gonna come right up underneath this crust. Nice and easy. And we're gonna put a thin layer of tomato on this. So this is Organic Valley's Kickapoo blue cheese. Really lovely blue cheese. One of the things that I really like about this, it actually eats like a gorgonzola. It's kind of sweet. So it makes it a really lovely cheese to serve with all sorts of ingredients. Okay. What else would you like in your pie? Olives?
Yes.
You're going for the salt pie here?
And an egg.
And an egg.
And Italian sausage.
Okay. So we're going to put some cut up Kalamata olives on there. Hey, can you hold the basketball for like 20 minutes, dude? Dude, I'm trying to do something here. Let's take and throw just a little bit of Uplands Pleasant Ridge Reserve on there.
Yes.
It's going to melt it nicely.
Yeah, Andy.
What up, Andy Hatch? And you wanted some Italian sausage. So I have here, this is Sheboygan Sausage Company. They're mild Italian sausage. Anything from Chevegas. As viewers of the show could tell, like, we love Sheboygan. And Sheboygan loves us. So we've got this sausage from Sheboygan Sausage Company. I'm going to take and throw just a couple dollops on there. Okay. And last but not least, you said an egg?
Yeah.
Okay. Organic Valley. Free range large eggs. I'm going to take one. I'm going to pop it in the middle. Now, eggs on pizza, for those of you who don't know, is really one of the finer treats in life. We put these on the cafe pies all the time. And the thing that's actually so lovely about it is you get this pizza cooked up and you have all these flavors kind of, you know, amalgamating together. But then that egg, that sexy egg yolk, when you pierce that thing and it makes this whole other sauce that's, you know, it's the basis for like a hollandaise, basically. It really adds a lovely dimension. I threw a little salt on and then some freshly ground black pepper. And we're I'm gonna give this just a little shake to make sure that it's still moving on my peel. And then I'm gonna come in here and with the flick of the wrist, drop it on the deck. Because this is so hot, it will literally cook in probably less than 5 minutes. So we really have to keep our eyes on it. Already, I can smell some of the flour and that fire having a little bit of contact back there. So that back corner is really gonna go fast. So yummy. Oh, it's so good. Look at it cooking up in there. That back crust getting puffy. You can kind of see it up next to the coals. Yum. It's about time for me to give this a spin. Pizza turner. So I'm gonna take it and slide this in, just barely. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna come back in, see this thing out. And then we have pizza pie number 1. Pleasant Ridge, Organic Valley Kickapoo Blue, Sheboygan Sausage Company, mild Italian sausage, Organic Valley egg, Kalamata olives. Booyah. Just like that. I'm gonna drop that one there. We're gonna start our next pie. The awesome part about pizza night here is making multiple pizzas with multiple flavor profiles that kind of complement. And I think this one, I'm gonna go for the decadence. So we're gonna do a little bit of a cheat here. And as opposed to making our own aioli from scratch, which is not hard, it is not a tedious process. It's literally egg yolks and oil, and then, you know, salt and sugar, and I put a little bit of lemon juice in there, and some roasted garlic, which is lovely. But we're gonna take, I had to do that one for the camera. Did you catch that?
Yes.
Did it look good?
Always.
Oh, you're so nice. All right, so this one, getting a little funky. Hellman, right? Mayonnaise, same principle as the aioli. I'm gonna come across it. Spread it out. Doesn't need to be thick. Sauces on pies, thin to win, is really kind of where we go with that. Because the thicker you make it, like the more oily and soggy it gets. So you saw there at the end, I even took a little bit off. Now for this one, I want to do, let's do straight Pleasant Ridge Reserve, because I really like that one. So we're gonna hit it with the little Pleasant Ridge. Again, thanks to Andy and Scott and Liana. Andy's family, they're all such amazing people, making literally the most awarded cheese on the planet up above Dodgeville, Wisconsin. Okay. I'm gonna take that. How about a couple mushrooms here?
We've been doing a lot of cooking outside, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, anytime I can cook outside, that's usually what I'm doing. No muss, no fuss. I'm gonna throw a little bit of raw onion. And then we received a care package today. My sister works for a Norwegian company, so she sent us some bacon ost, or ost. I'm not sure how you say it correctly, but it's literally bacon in a tube. How awesome is this? So we're just going to do a couple dollops here. Again, just a little bit to impart that bacon flavor. We don't want to oversaturate it with oil. Thanks, Laura. We're gonna make sure that our peel, again, still has that nice thin layer of bench flour. Pick it up just a little bit and make kind of a quick stab at it. You can see right there, it's a little sticky. That means that there's moisture on the table. So what I wanna do is make sure that before I get it even close to getting into the oven, because that's when disaster strikes. That I have everything kind of oiled out, or floured out. And like that, it just slides right on. It's a really fluid process, just that back and forth.
Just one more time.
Like that?
Yep.
Booyah.
Okay. Get back over here and cut up Mama's pie.
Get back over here and cut up Mama's pie. Yum.
Ben, your turn. Come up and tell Dad what kind of pie you want tonight. Standing right behind the tree. Let's just eat without the kids. Oh, spotted. What do you want on your pizza tonight?
Parents, we see you out there. It's been rough. We don't drink, but we may start tomorrow. You never know.
I'll start right now. So I have this Pleasant Ridge, mushroom, onion, a little bit of aioli, all sorts of goodness on that pie. I'm gonna pop it right over here. As you see, we made quick work of the first one, but the thing that I'm actually really excited about here is the bacon paste that Norwegian bacon paste. I can smell those roasted mushrooms. And when it comes to like a stone deck pie, I like it a little burnt. I know some people don't, but if you don't, like, you know, flick it off. It's easy. That's why you eat outside.
You just took that out of the flaming hot oven.
So hot. So good. It's so damn good. That bacon paste, that aioli or the mayo, and that Pleasant Ridge, man. It's so hot. It's so good. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We miss all of you so much. And we want to thank all the people who are out there supporting this. We are thinking about all of you. We know that we're all suffering right now. And if we can provide any levity at all, then that's our job. Take care.